Okay, so I'm just finally gonna finish this thing. Okay, okay. So there's some spooky skeletons. Very nice. So, man, I'm just wandering through life. I didn't really get school. I didn't really get much of anything. Sex and violence both feel pretty good in their own way. But I see the faces people pull when I fuck something or someone up in front of them. So I've turned it down. I figure everything will be alright once I make it rich. It's just a matter of time. There will be some big fun promo or whatever, and I'll happen to be along for the ride. I'll make a killing that way. I'll have one of those whatchamacallits business partner. I'll have a business partner, someone who'll do all the thinking, and I'll run around and get things done. It's going to work out that way. How else am I going to make ends meet in this fucked up society? That was what's his name? Was it Nikola Tesla? In like Edison, I can't recall. It could have been someone else. Um, when you leave it to someone else to make the money, I think usually they end up cheating you. Yeah, still got to get involved in that. Yeah, somehow. Should take charge of things. Yeah. Oh, forgot. What was the voice I gave him? I don't really think I gave him a voice. It's more like just some weird accent thing that I do. Let's see. Since you asked about it, I've been thinking I might have come across a way to make some easy money. Lol. This bozo would be a perfect character in a story. He acts first and asks questions later. He gets quick results. There isn't a thing going on upstairs, and manipulating him is a breeze. Wasn't this what he wanted? Quick cash? There's no harm in me telling him. I'm just saying words. Turns out, there's a small-time Yakuza group who has an office in a nearby apartment complex. I saw it in some dumb YouTube video about local secrets. Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. It's right around the corner. The video guy got right up next to the building, but didn't go inside. Seems pretty well hidden, unlike those places downtown. Doesn't seem to have much in the way of security. You could jump the outer wall if you really tried. And what? Walk right in? Why don't let me? There were a fair number of people going in and out on the video, and the door didn't seem to be locked. I think you would have to time it just right. I'm sure they keep most of their money in a safe, but you could just slip in and pocket some quick cash. But they got stacks of bills just lying around. Haha, that could definitely work. Just no one has the balls to try. Do you have the balls? Sure, I'll do it. You will? I didn't think you'd say yes. Yeah, why not? You're my buddy. If you say it's a good idea, I'll do it. I'm not your buddy. Look, I don't want to be involved. That's fine. You can look out, I'll take care of the rest. Are you serious? I guess he is. He's pretty serious about this. I'm incredulous, but I still agree to go through with it. Partly that's just simple curiosity, but also partly guilty conscience. I read Dokudami's mind, and he's just thinking the same crap. He told me at work. I can make it work. I just gotta try. Hey, Hasiachi's finally warming up to me. It's good to be bros. I feel ashamed. We're not friends, and we are certainly not bros. I mean, he's a straight-up criminal at this point, which isn't a deal-breaker for me, but still. I stand outside to keep watch on the front door, waiting for all the Yakuza to leave. They're a small operation. Just the three guys, I think, who tend to wander in and out at night. I doubt it's even on their radar that someone could sneak in and rob them when they're gone. There's simply too small time for that to be an issue. Dokudami's got long legs, and they boost him over the wall with little trouble. He's in and out in 5 minutes, and on the way, he even rides the elevator down like he lives there. Shouldn't he at least, like, cover up his face or something? Not to mention, of course, all the handprints and whatnot. Like, you should wear gloves, various other suggestions. I'll be damned, it worked. I'll be damned too. He's purloined a watch, a handful of precious gems, and a small wad of cash. He clearly grabbed everything that looked valuable, but not valuable enough to be nailed down. What are you gonna do? Call the police? Not for this small-time theft. We did it, Hasuchi. We scored big time. Let's take it to the pachinko parlor. And risk losing it? I think not. Gamblers grow addicted to the sensation of success. Thus, beginner's luck is, contrary to popular perception, a form of bad luck, because constantly losing means avoiding addiction. Casino owners depend on this. They want players, everyone, but the sorry marks who place the big bets, going home, happy with a win under their belts, because people return the next day with a friend. Now that Dokudami has tasted sweet success, I fear he'll never be able to return to his old life. I go and think about how we're gonna get our next payday. He hands me 1 million yen. I'm impressed despite myself. This is bigger than my royalty check. Here's your share. Got 3 million for a watch. I can't take this. I'll be implicated as a conspirator. All I did was share a hypothetical scenario with you. Man, shut up. Here's a hypothetical scenario of my own. I'm gonna give you a present of 1 million because I feel like it. He really is quite good looking. I guess he is. A charmer, in a way. To him and his small-time criminal buddies, earning cash illegally is little more than a high-stakes adventure. I doubt he recognizes that he's done anything wrong. Well, we have 2 million in seed money now. We could sneak someone with inside knowledge into a pachinko promo to clean out the parlor. Or we could start filming amateur porn and sell it. We shouldn't need more than 200k to get a girl off the street for that. Upload it onto an overseas server that allows uncensored genitalia and wear golden. I'm just spitballing now. I have no intention of doing any of these things, but they're the sort of thing I would do if I didn't have any scruples. We all fantasize about what we might do if we were criminals. There's nothing wrong with speaking such fantasies aloud. Sure, could reach out for the chick from the massage parlor. I bet she'll agree to be in a porno if we let her wear a mask. We film us, Hasuchi. Keep coming up these ideas and I'll keep turning them into gold. Gonna quit on that job at the convenience store anyway. Come on, man. You and me, we're moving on to bigger and better things. Are we? This is not what most people would define as moving up in the world. We're moving up the value chain, I guess, but not moving up socially and properly in terms of any form of good for society, yes. Dokudami displays an impressive capacity and zeal for executing my plans. Me and the hooker go at it like a couple of animals and we get it on tape and we sell several million copies online. That's quite a few. Once again, the idea guy, me, gets a cut of the profits. So does the girl who put everything but the lower half of her face on the internet for the whole world to see. She's happy with her 200,000 yen. Dokudami is happy too. His face is blurred out in his shots, but the camera leaves nothing else to the imagination. It doesn't bother him at all. He's proud to have his bits on display. Just look at me, I'm hung like a horse, been huge since 2nd grade. Okay. You know what, Hasuchi? I've been thinking. I've got a cash, so I think I'm gonna get some work done on me. And try to become an idol. Punk idols are huge these days after all in Netflix shows. I mean, I've always been good looking. What do you think? Do you think I've got a shot? Sure, why not? He is good looking, as much as I hate to admit it. He has the jawline, and his face isn't half bad. He's conventionally attractive. Maybe that's all he has going for him, but at least he's got that. You should come with me. You clean up good if you just stop slouching all the time. Come on, what do you say? You and me, bro. Idols. I'm not your bro. Business partner then. We've shared enough misadventures to fill a novel. Keep it up and I might actually start caring for the guy. It's frightening though. It's a frightening thought. Even if everything save that first break-in and the robbery exists in a legal grey area, I don't know when this will blow up in my face. It might be wisest to back out now. Sorry, Dokudami-san, it's been fun, but now that I've left the convenience store job, I've got to buckle down and focus on my writing. You understand how it is. We'll get lunch somewhere. Sure, man. Don't worry, I'll text you. Every day. Prepare to be left on red. Later, bro. And vroom, off he goes. To the roar of an engine, he shoots off into the night. Blonde hair flying in the wind. His bike is so black, it gleams against the darkness. Hurry, Dokudami, hurry, hurry. Squeeze that throttle. I wonder when he'll have to hit the brakes. I wonder if he ever will. It's true what they say, crime never pays. Except when it does. Maybe that's just what he needs. As odd as it sounds, maybe men like him just rule the entertainment world. Hey, kid. The guy you're talking to, is he a friend of yours? Sorry, what? I'm actually stopped by a rough-looking guy in his 40s or 50s. Actually, rough-looking is an understatement. This man's trouble. Me and my boys have been looking for him. You know him? Me and my boys, that'll be the Yakuza whose office we broke into. A quick peek into his head shows that he doesn't know I was a part of it. Maybe I can still talk my way out of this. Only kinda. We used to work night shifts together, but I just quit on the job. I was saying goodbye. Sorry, I don't know him that well outside of work. That's all? Don't know his address or nothing? No, sorry, like I said, we didn't hang out much outside of work. I don't even know his first name. Yeah. Yeah, it's alright. We know where he hangs around. Stay out of trouble now, night shift kid. Don't go befriending the likes of him. Oh, mean and ugly he turns, and is soon swallowed up by the darkness. Dokudami's days are numbered. Fascinating. What is this? He's not a bad guy, just misguided. With a change of heart now, he might just live through this. Is it too late for that? That's why he gets for being a dumb punk. Well, I mean, there's no need to overly screw people over for no reason. Well, okay, there are some reasons, but not, like, beneficial for you. And to be fair, if you piss off the wrong person, they might come after you later on. Actually, let me just see. What would this do? Can you click it? Oh no, you can't click it. Well, that's over. You only have one option. Well, too bad. So, was there a choice to do something else? Is this what he gets? The price he'll pay for what he's done? Whatever, it's not my business. I don't care what happens to him. I'm going home. I plan to write about a criminal underworld in my next book. My scenes will display a shocking degree of realism. Light novel readers will eat it up. They're just immature enough for that edgy stuff. There was a manga like Surrealism too running with Dokudami. Honestly, it wasn't so bad. How many times did I stare at his asshole jump from the other side of the video camera? I think I've lost count. Well, that's it for him. I guess we just continue on then. When I'm an old woman, you'll be an old man. You can talk like a charmer, but your belly will bloat. Well, things really not change even when I'm old. You're like, your girl's young, so I have to worry. Chisato Moritaka, even when I'm old. I guess that's a continuation, or was it already shown earlier? I really can't recall. It was a while since the last time. When I head down to the living room to get something to drink, I'm surprised to run into my father. What is he doing getting back in the middle of the night? What's up, Dad? It's you still in a night tower, hmm? I worry about you, my boy. No, you don't. You've always been laissez-faire. Well, boys basically raise themselves. To be honest, I'm grateful they're hands off with us. It'll be a real pain in the ass if they were not the overprotective type. Still, that doesn't mean I'm not always thinking about leaving. In fact, I'm planning to leave with Sahana once she's in high school. Will our household manage to limp on for a few more years, carried by sheer inertia or force of habit? And if so, what would they do after Sahana and I have left? The future is too complex a thing to fathom. Since you're here, why don't you take a seat? Uh, Night time. Living room, booze, tea. My father. Let me just say first. Look at me getting home so late anyway. Well, your dad's pretty popular with the ladies, you know. It's easy to be popular when you're paying for it. No money, no honey. Okay, maybe he didn't meet her at the brothel, but I'm sure she's only seeing him for the hopes of snaring a regular client or milking him for gifts. Young women aren't attracted to average men, just their wallets. Still, my father's contributed his labor to society and his salary's pretty good compared to his peers. Maybe the second adolescence coming in like a late spring is the extra spice that all sad old men need in their dull lives. I mean, I find it hard to believe, but I was quite the ladies' man in my youth. Here it comes the sentimental nonsense from a guy who was never half the playboy he thinks. If he was some Casanova, he wouldn't have ended up with a nagging wife who hates him, with both of them constantly cheating on each other. And if he's bragging and posturing like this to the girl he's fooling around with, then there's no way she's attracted to him. Yeah, I was pretty wild. I'll tell you what's wild, being able to read minds, so please just fucking stop. True or not, it wouldn't change the fact that this man is bald and soft around the middle. He looks like a kappa. And one of those frog things, right? The monsters. A match set with my mom the pig. You think there's someone out there charitable enough to shack up with a couple of pig out of the goodness of their own heart? Hell no. That woman's in it for the cash. And I'll thank you not to use your son like a fleshlight to dump your rose-coloured reminiscence. As a bland and unappealing, your only redeeming feature is your ability to uncomplainingly conform to capitalism and produce results. That's all you have. Oh, that's is that meat? No, there's quite a bit of meat around. In fact, flesh. Men are really sad creatures. No matter how old they are, they're always desperate to compete, to prove they are the alpha male. Though he's not alone, Mum's lusting after dresses like she wants to stay a little princess forever. Everyone's equally shitty, I guess. For long, this woman I'm wooing is going to be mine. Then I'll move out to live near her work. Get it, he's drunk, but I wish you'd stop talking like this. It's making the tea sour in my mouth. You think Mum's got someone on the side too? Huh? Not possible, not at her age. Doesn't that go the same for you? Nothing's impossible. Maybe I'll stir the pot a bit. Same could be said of you though. I don't care either way, but theoretically speaking, there's a non-zero chance, and Mum's been splurging on new clothes and accessories and stuff lately. It's my money that bitch is spending. That's true, he earned it. Must be rough being a man his age. You can bring in all the money you want, but if the wife isn't happy, that's how it ends up. You never know what's going on in a bored housewife's leisurely afternoon. Elsia, you and Sahana can live with me. I'll sell this house. No thanks, Sahana and I will live on our own. I mean, aren't you going to be living with your girlfriend? I don't know if I'll call her my girlfriend. Make up your fucking mind, oh man. Anyway, are you writing some kind of otaku book? You can write about me and all the crazy stuff I got up to as a teen. I was a real legend. I can't deal with this drunkard anymore. At some point he started scarfing down chips along with his beer. This is how people get fed. I bet he's always taking his girl and his employees out for fancy dinners to show off. You can see him trying to look cool at the hostess bar clubs and bars. The beer belly is the physical manifestation of middle-age appetite. And of course, the decline in metabolism. I'll escape up to my room. In the morning, Mum will fly off the handle when she smells alcohol stink on his breath and sees the mess in the living room. Maybe I should go with them into a real fight when that happens. It's starting to piss me off, the way these people cling to Sahana's talents. Keeping their golden goose is the only thing they're both set on. As the stairs creak beneath my feet, his drunken emotions wend their way into my brain. Oh, I do notice that, now that I think about it, the previous one didn't feature the Sahana at all, the segment. Normally it will end with that segment, right? Maybe it's because you didn't, decide to help that guy. You should think more highly of me, Asya. I'm impressive, you know. Sure, I was shy and withdrawn as a kid. Might not have had much experience with women, but I did have some. Probably don't have much awareness of the kind of money adults make. But I'm a pretty big earner. I work hard enough to be allowed a side piece or two, you understand. The toil one day. Couldn't outrun the jaws of capitalism. Failing to meet my daily quota was just too frightening a prospect. I had nothing else, no way to determine my own value other than increasing the amount I earned. Sure, people talk about personal growth and all that, but it's also vague. Increase your performance at work and get a promotion, a raise, get more valuable. She understands your father's value, Hasya. When you go, she understands how hard I work. She understands my worth. Maybe she mostly just wants my money, but I say 30% is genuine respect. Okay, 20%. Show me a little respect, Hasya. Mom's no interest in me anymore. All that's left is to figure out how we'll divvy things up in the divorce, or maybe decide to stay together for appearance's sake. But if she's cheating, that's the end of the line for her. I won't stand for that. It's my money. Well within my right to spend my own money on girls, but bitch didn't earn a penny of it. Shit, I bet she's waiting until she's killed another man to leave me. That's what women do. Wait until they got a safe landing before jumping ship. It's all about self-preservation. You can't trust horse either. Today she said she was on a date, but am I really the only one getting special treatment? Yeah, Asya. I've always sneered at both work and sex. I was wondering what you were going to do with your life, but it looks like you're going to be a writer. Guess you have your own answers. I envy you. Writers are pretty well regarded, right? Are you really worth more than me? I wish someone would tell me I have value. I wish someone would acknowledge my worth. Is my value only measured in how much money I make? Or your, let's just say, academic or other achievements, career. Yours is a simple mistake, Dad. There's only one person around who values work and nothing else. You. You were brought up believing that beauty was only to be found in labor, the arts had no interest for you, and you have spent 40 years on this planet thinking only what society pressured you to. Read a fucking poem. Though it's probably too late now. I guess it's only natural to get a little sentimental when your family's completely fallen apart. Sahana, they may be our family, but your big brother can't stand these bloated feelings any longer. I mean, I think there's still at least some neuroplasticity remaining. Well, that's it for these guys. Is this like the final one? Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps, and went forth to meet the bridegroom. They that were foolish took their lamps, and took no oil with them, but the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. What does that mean? Let me think. Likened unto, okay, took the lamps, foolish, took their lamps and took no oil. So basically they were not so-called prepared for heaven or something, I guess. Matthew 25, 1-4, King James Version abridged. Jewelry. You know, Sensei, I'm not as calculating as you think, Sensei. You think I'm some black-hearted temptress who seduces every man she meets, don't you, Sensei? You think I'm the first obstacle in your career as a writer? Here to catch a free ride on your accomplishments, don't you, Sensei? But you know, Sensei, you always act like you can read people's minds. But I bet you know all my thoughts already, don't you, Sensei? Sensei, the song sounds slightly different now. With my second book still incomplete, my embarrassing debut found limited success, becoming a conversation point in certain subcultures. I won't complain about having more fans, but when they're all done talking like they found a promising diamond in the rough, I feel like I'm in a precarious position. Take their attention for granted, and before I know it, I'll be wallowing in the past glories at the bar with the rest of the has-beens. One girl somehow likes my maiden work enough to cosplay one of the characters. Not some nobody, either. A real cosplayer with 20k followers. Apparently, I'm promising enough investment to be worth trying to get into on the ground floor. I refuse to let it get to my head, but I still retweet it to my own account. There I go. I think someone else inside the fortress of my timeline. A cosplayer I don't even know, no less. The flesh is weak indeed, but I'm flattered. I can't deny it. I'm only human. The creator is a god. To the fans, it seems. Immediately, she goes off about being noticed by the author. I even get a thank you in my replies. What kind of golden calf shit is this? I should be thanking her just for reading my book alone, let alone evangelizing it. Artwork. Divine attention, however, will elevate her rank among the faithful. This kind of interaction isn't part of the traditional authorship, it's a product of the modern age. Put tactfully, you're cultivating a fan community. Put more cynically, you're doing PR. Success is the cure for all of a writer's woes. I need to write another novel. A manuscript. A book. Any words at all. Do you believe in feminine intuition, Sensei? Oh yeah, women are more fragile, so they need to be more sensitive to danger. It makes sense that they'll develop a heightened awareness to threats. You're always so logical, Sensei. I think I get what it feels like. My intuition's pretty good too. That's true. You always seem like you can see right through people. I don't know what it's about seeing exactly. Maybe it is, but you seem pretty perceptive yourself. Like all women, able to read the room? Or maybe you mean the way a people pleaser knows what everyone wants. If you had to put it snarkily, then I guess. I think you're the sensitive one, Sensei. I'm just nervous, that's all. My intuition has nothing to do with logic. It's just something I was born with. A sense of destiny. Maybe it was destiny even before birth. Since the moment my genes decided to make me a woman. Huh. Girls your age going for that kind of stuff, right? Destiny and astrology and all that. I didn't mention astrology. Cross. I stand by what I said, though. It's fate. Then what does your fate have installed for you? Funny you should ask, Sensei. I think pretty soon it'll all be over for me. Over? Why? Because everything I've ever tried to hide is getting exposed to the last person I want to see it. Although, really, I think they always knew. They just pretended not to see. It just feels so weird when I say it out loud. When you say it'll all be over, what do you mean? That's for you to decide, Sensei. I can tell, it's my fate. One woman's destiny. But who decided it? God? I don't think I'll know until I die. Feminine intuition isn't a spiritual thing. But if God was the one who decided what was stamped on my DNA, then I suppose it must be him. Pretty religious, aren't you? Botan and I started to see each other much more often after that. I want to write, to finish my second book. But why is that? Because I want more girls oohing and ahhing over me? No, it can't be praise from a guy with similar tastes will make me just as happy. Then who do I want to impress? Not for some cosplayer, that's for sure. I don't give a shit about a girl who's going to move right on to the next skimpiest character design from whatever gacha tops the sales rankings next week. But in that case, in our cynicism, we nihilists take the reductionist view of love, that it is mere biology, a defect of the brain. And what is a defect but fate at work? The more that you interact with someone, the more that you fixate on them, and the more mental space they occupy. Once that crosses a threshold, you think about them constantly. If that's all love is, then, like I'll let myself believe that, in her dreams. I did try, for a while. There have been times when, as we did take our time, get to know each other, and open up enough to understand each other, I've considered letting her in. That wouldn't help anything. You can't actually share what's in your head. I've been keenly aware of that since I was little. Now I've given up hope for more. It's not resentment talking, just experience. It's like, in a moment of madness, I let myself believe and we wound up dating. I'll be stuck in a relationship, but I had to pretend I was opening up while hiding the real truth. I know how these things go. I don't need to read Behan's mind and know the color of her thoughts. We have similar sensibilities, I think. In that sense, she's the ideal reader for my work. Or maybe after enough conversation, I just convince myself of that. If I push ahead with this mistake, that would lead to marriage and kids. An unimaginable future for a coward like me. How are the many, many couples and were so unafraid of the yawning chasm between two people? In the end, all we do is find the safe distance to a line with two scared to cross. We act like our insubstantial conversations pull us a little closer, but as one moves forward, the other pulls back, and the gap never shrinks. So I don't have to read her mind. I'm sure she feels the same. Sensei, she's a siren, and we're tempting each other with our songs. I saw you flirting with that cosplayer online, Sensei. How does it feel to see a pretty girl dressed up as someone from your work? She feigns jealousy, gauging the distance yet again. We're both equally defective, both of us trying to take the high ground, demanding you first, not me. A pair of cowards. There's such a thing as two alike. I mean, yes, if you wanted to see someone similar to you every day, you could just look in the mirror. But you don't really like her, do you, Sensei? You think she's just trying to hitch a wagon to the next big thing. So you tell yourself you're too smart to fall for her trick, so it's okay to let her stroke your ego. Feminine intuition. Not so different from what I have, perhaps. Maybe tonight you'll check her profile to see if she's posted anything new, and every time you look, you'll make up a reason to tell yourself it's okay. I wish she wouldn't say it, but she will. How's that any different from me sitting in the boys' laps at school? Which one of us is biologically superior? Maybe it's both of us. You and me. We can both attract attention from the opposite sex. We're just two peacocks spreading our fans, aren't we, Sensei? Come on, you know I'm right. Things would be so much easier if we were birds. What are you replying to, Sensei? Does it need to be something in particular? We're already kind of talking by feeling. I mean, it's not like I can make eye contact. You're psychic, Sensei. Judging by the wicked smile on her lips, she knows exactly what I mean. She's making out like I'm crazy, but only because I blinked first. Some sort of silly game of chicken, I guess. Sensei, 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 Sensei. Do you know the parable of the 10 virgins, Sensei? If you call yourself a writer, you should have at least tried to read the Gospels. 10 virgins go out with lamps to see the bridegroom, but half of them forget to bring oil. The foolish one's lamps go out along the way, and they aren't allowed into the bridegroom's house. The Gospels call the virgins who brought the oil the wise ones. But you know, Sensei, I don't think that's fair. Is it all that wrong to run ahead so eagerly you forgot some greasy old or lamp oil? Doesn't that just show your sincerity? I think you still don't really understand me, Sensei. With all your wisdom, you have gotten one thing wrong. All we are doing is trying to live with all of our minds, spitting in God's eye to revel in being alive and young. I'm the kind of girl who forgets her oil. You know, Sensei, we girls are purer of heart than you think. You know, Sensei, I think my fate is almost here. What does this mean? Well, okay then. So, what remains? Is it the tower? Wait, the broken ones you can still click on? Oh, I didn't know. Really? You ever been a kid and hate how unfair it is that everyone's smart but you? I've been that kid. I've been a kid every day of my life. Everyone takes life more seriously than I do. Everyone thinks about all this complex adult stuff. But when I was little, I worried that I was the only one who did it. It was only when I got to middle school that I realized I wasn't alone. By that time, we all started to notice who had the brains and who didn't. We'd spot each other across the classroom, just a few of us at first, and think, hey, the kid's like me, he's dumb too. So as dumb kids get together and learn how to ride the mopeds the older dumb guys let us use. We'll blast through the red lights late at night and have the time of our lives. Police will come in chasing after us, but we'll scatter. Mopeds are awesome for dodging cops. Can do super tight turns on those suckers. We lost the cops more often than we not. Looking back on it now, I wonder if we had just been better off getting off court. Maybe sometime in juvie would have set us on a better path. Maybe if I had some dour-looking counselor who could explain to me how come I was the only kid who was bad at math, the only kid who couldn't figure out all the school shit, maybe it would have turned out different. Listen, Hasiochi, I just don't want you to think badly of me. I hope you believe me, man, cause I'm serious here. I never bullied any nerds, never took their money or nothing. The nerds were on my side. You didn't know how to navigate life any better than I did. I'm stupid. I got enough brains to know that your being muscle's no reason to think I'm better than a nerd. But yeah, I made girls cry. No saint. Man, I sound cringe just saying that. I don't know any other way to put it. This is the truth. Surprised me when the girls in my class started falling for me. I'm talking good girls, the straight-laced kind. Guess they wanted something different. The thrill of the unknown, maybe. Sure, one of them, I wasn't all bad, and next thing you know, she was throwing herself all over me. We'll fool around, and when we would have a bad day, I'll take her to the beach on the back of my bike. I'll get her sobbing and thanking me all the way home. And the night she'll be posting pictures on Instagram for the night sky and shit. Couple days go by, I find her cheating on me. And you realize that what people are like, deep down, scrape off the surface, and underneath we're all trash. You know what, Hasiochi? I'm glad that you started working this job with me. He's a guy who doesn't know what to do with his life any more than I do, I thought. He's a guy who, in a real crazy way, is dumber than me. And what else I thought? I can't wait to be friends. I bump into Dokudami by coincidence. He runs up to me, breathing hard, while I'm out one night getting my caffeine fix. Man, it looks like he's run a marathon. Shit, RCG. I've got guys on my tail. Yakuza found you already? Looks like it, but guess better skip a town. Damn, I love this place. Send you a letter from my new address when I settle down. Settle down where? Instantly, that flippant, devil-may-care expression on his face vanishes. An ominous figure materializes behind him. Dokudami's decision has come too late. He should have hopped on his bike and sped off the moment he knew he was being hunted. But of course he sat on his ass and did nothing. That's what made him a dumbass, low-level punk in the first place. He must have stuck around to say goodbye to his bros, and that's how they caught up to him. You Dokudami-kun. The figure barks out. It's not old, mean and ugly, the man who accosted me before, but a single glance is all I need to know that this man is trouble too. You got me, huh? Am I gonna? Well, I ain't gonna lay you off with just a warning. Dokudami turns on his heel and flees. Damn, bro. He sprints full tilt, pell-mell, into the darkness of the back alley. His speed is a reflex. Almost animalistic. Were it is a simple game of chase, his reaction time could be fast enough to shake off his pursuers. In terms of pure physicality, Dokudami is a beautiful specimen. An animal of muscle, of reflexes, of charismatic good looks. But not of intellect. Yeah, that's blood. Long ago, human beings began devising ever more effective devices for killing at a distance. Right, from rocks in slings, all the way to swords, and then eventually pikes, all sorts of catapults, and then guns. Right. Yeah, started with the bow. Well, yes, the bow as well. A groundbreaking innovation. A man can kill a living, breathing thing and leave no blood on his hands. These tools end up opening cruel possibilities endlessly, so maybe there's a bullet. Yeah, a single gunshot rips through the silence of the night that belongs to all us solitary souls. Farewell, Dokudami-kun. If it hadn't been for you, I would have quit my dead-end job at the convenience store sooner. The alleyway is filled with the acrid stench of blood. A reddish-brown liquid stains the moonlight. It must have been something between Dokudami's ears after all, for now it leaks all over the pavement. The man who killed Dokudami addresses me. He gives me no reason to believe he'll kill me too. Disposing of a second dead body is hassle enough to discourage it. He'll let me go if I tell him what he wants to hear. You a friend of his? Well, yeah, well, if you don't say this, you're dead, right? I don't even know him. uh, what other answer could I possibly give? A thin, frail wisp of thought emanates from that puddle of blood, and I catch it before it vanishes forever. I'm glad Marlboro's gonna make it out alive. Farewell, Dokudami. I'm convinced you were a kind man. Just that one day, over the smallest little fork in the road, you went left when you should have gone right. You too lived in a society. The society of the underworld, the society of the night. Dokudami, the world is a cruel place. Indeed it is. Well, we're back. Miracles are real, Anichan. Because a miracle is just a series of positive coincidences. Roll the dice enough times and someday your miracle will arrive. It may take billions of throws, but inevitably you will throw 10 dice, and they all come out sixes. Every day is a fresh toss, and everything happens eventually, even miracles. It also goes for the opposite of miracles on each hand. Enough bad decisions and eventually everyone's luck catches up with them. Good and bad luck operate on the same set of principles. It's tragic, don't you think? Good and evil, right and wrong, it's just a question of perspective. Your situation determines how you see the world, and your situation itself is a product of random chance. What a sin at one point in time and space could be an act of great virtue in another. This succession of coincidences leads to the miracle we understand as the present moment. Isn't it a miracle that we're here at all? Each and every one of us? Think of all the coincidences it took for us to even be alive on this earth and in this moment. Going left when you should have gone right, as you put it, can also lead to a miracle, or to its opposite. That's all there is to it. Coincidence. It's coincidence all the way down in each other. The good coincidence, the bad coincidence. Whether you choose to call that fate hinges on one thing, and one thing only, whether you believe God preordained it. Well, I would see the world as more of a series of consequences of previous decisions, good or bad, and sometimes there's some random chance. Aw, hug it. From whose perspective is someone considered better off dead? Some countries have the death penalty, like mine. We have the death penalty for drugs, for murder, for, I think, kidnapping, and I think some other things. Yeah. Does that mean that anyone who isn't sentenced to execution is someone who deserves to live? That's also not true. Oni-chan, did you know that you can be sentenced to death for burning down a building even if no one dies? Arson, yeah? But if entertained the thought that if you're going to kill yourself anyway, you might as well get sent to the death row. You're the type to fantasize about such things, and if you could be sentenced to death for killing anyone, would you be okay with that? That's just called euthanasia, man. Who decides who's worthy of living? Well, if it's not the state, then I guess it's yourself. And sometimes others, but obviously you wouldn't want that, right? Like Dokudami. Oh, the monkey's gone. Indeed, they really are. Alright, well, I didn't know it was like that. Fascinating. So, like, do they all die? Okay, I forgot. Who are you again? Is this like the nerd? You hate everything, senpai. I mean everything. Writing is my sole means of survival, because I hate everything. The world and everything in it. There's nothing for me but to write that hatred. It's all that keeps me going. I'm sorry for being a human being. I'm sorry for being alive. So I write over and over. Has my life been filled with shame as yours? Don't you hate it, senpai? Don't you hate the world and everything in it? Okay, Asya. I've always felt that I had the chops to become an author with some degree of skill. I'm more of a reader than a writer, and I've certainly written pieces too ambitious for my skill level. I must confess that I've parroted talking points scraped from the internet to pass myself off as an intellectual. But what college student hasn't? It's kind of charming in its naivety. I'm still young, I still have much more to learn, and I will learn it. I'll go to places that these literature club geeks wouldn't dare dream of. There are quite a few dramatic camera zooms, yes? I used to really believe that until Haseya-kun appeared, sending twin tidal waves of fear and rapturous joy crashing over me. Here was a writer, a person who intended to write. I hurried to scrub my writing off the internet. Some pieces slipped through the cracks. You unearth one of those old stories with a bit of digging. It was awful, I mean truly awful. The kind of thing you write when you're just a kid. A pretentious kid, the type who slogs through classic literature for the sole purpose of something precocious. I thought I was clever with all those little zingers I picked up. Let's talk up Mishima Yukio's prose and call it a day, said every critic ever. Does Kawabata Yosunori have anything going for him but his eroticism? You wouldn't know by what the critics say. And then I discovered light novels. I thought they were terrible at first. They were filled with deus ex machinas and squealing girls flinging themselves at the male protagonists. They were slop, pure and simple, a tool to hack the brain so it pumped out a steady stream of dopamine. But I loved them. I wanted to be a light novel character. To make a killer dark mage with occasional pangs of conscience compelled him to save the world every earth-shattering crisis or three. I'll free a dark elf slave and make her my girlfriend. What do you think? Not too shabby for a light novel concept, huh? It'll sell. And it's all the hallmarks of good pulp fiction. I'm sorry, man. I don't think that's quality slop. I've agonized over my love of light novels for a long, long time. Yeah, the thing is, I couldn't be a light novel writer even if I wanted to be. I wasn't cut out to write light novels. Or as you put it, I didn't have the courage. The courage to bare my soul and for my predilections for 2D women to the rest of our club. The willingness to sacrifice my social standing for the sake of my art. You don't know how lucky you have it, Haseya-kun. I envy you. I think I'll envy you until the day I die. You envy me? I don't have anything going for me. My life is nothing but suffering. I have people like you coming up to me every day to bitch about my work. It's not constructive criticism. It's an impromptu therapy session. I'm a convenient outlet for the gripes and grievances of every wannabe light novel author. The perfect dumping ground for a young geek's emotions, the hotshot rookie author. I know you, senpai. You have the right. You have no choice in the matter. You are nothing without writing. You raked over the coals in the comment sections of your web novels. This is so generic, I must have seen it 100 times. That's why you write. You're writing a story that's been told 100 different times, and the seeds of style germinate. A flower of originality will blossom. From the forger's ashes, genuine talent will be born. Why don't you write, senpai? You have a commercial writer in your social circle, and instead of embracing it, you cringe. The other club members think you are a fool for it. You don't understand. I can't abandon everything, Haseya-kun. It's not a matter of abandoning everything, but writing. It's a matter of writing being the only thing left. I'm not compelled by a desire to write books. I'll probably drop out of college anyway. How could my job work night shifts at a convenience store? As there's nothing else I'm capable of doing. There's only writing. If I am to live in this society, if I'm to secure a spot in the social hierarchy, then my only hope is to cobble together stories from clumsy, awkward words. Dazai Osamu drowned himself in a river alongside a woman. It was a double suicide. You should give that one a shot, Senpai. Maybe that's what you need to go down in history as one of the literary greats. Be stupid. It wasn't the suicide that made Dazai great. It was the mental condition of a man who courted suicide and the way he transmuted his yearning for it into art. Sure, I don't disagree. Haseya-kun, I don't know how to put it, but I feel odd tonight. Not a bad kind of odd. I just can't shake the sensation that you can look into my mind and drag out the words you find hiding there. There's a rush of words pouring out of me, and I think I'm drowning in them. Who's a poet now? Is this what it is? What does it mean to be one of the literary greats? Tell me what you think of my short story, Haseya-kun. Be honest with me. I'm begging you, regale me with your opinions, oh talented one, oh published light novel author. Oh, you can choose. Oh. Or is it the same as the previous time where you just say everything you think of? Mistaking self-indulgence for something cool rather than a simple lack of ability. He knows nothing about the real world. Read it, and not one thing stays with you. A world that thinks nothing but how clever its author wants to look. Yeah, these all, yeah, I think you're supposed to just say all of them. I mean, these are all his real thoughts. Like, he's technically not wrong for saying all of them. Well, this is definitely true. So is the, yeah. So is this. Wait, only two of them. Huh. No, that's not critique. That's barely more than internet trolling. Give me something original. I mean, Haseya-kun, your senpai is making a sincere request here. Make a literary critique of his character. Well, I'm not even a person who's very well versed in literature. After all, I am but a simple STEM lord. Let me just think. Make a literary critique of his character. Well, he's definitely a contrived person in some senses, whatever the word means. He certainly is quite insecure, and that's why he projects his insecurities upon other people. And that's why, I mean, sometimes the best defense is offense, and perhaps that's how he also does his regaling of other people and blah blah blah. Okay, I don't know how you say things. Let me just see. Well, I wouldn't say it's just unoriginal. It's more of like, well, it's like basically rehashing the standard tropes which do little to impress anyone with even a hint of literary talent. Yes, totally. Very, very nice. Don't give me that bullshit. You can write more. I know it. But you can't deny that it's in character for me to say that. Is this the wall that divides us? Yes, go on. Go and become a real writer. Huh, so this time round your choices did matter, I guess? Huh. Senpai, you're drowning in the wave of words. And what muddy waves these are. If only you had learned to swim in the mud, you'd become one of the greatest literary talents there is. Yep. Because swimming through the mud is tantamount to discarding everything else. Do that and come back to me. Join me in the ring and brawl with me to the death. Wrestle me with words, strike me with your sentences. Writing is all we have. It's awfully hard to live when incapable of drawing breath, isn't it, Senpai? I should know. That's how I live my life. Every day a torrent of other people's thoughts, a disgusting, muddy slurry bears down on me. Every day I struggle to keep my head above the surface, thinking today might be my last. Join me. Let's flail at the mud together. Publishing a book is not all it's cracked up to be. People accuse you of being conceited. You attract the weirdest fans. And your haters line up to take their stress out on you. It's ridiculous, isn't it? There's no point in writing, it's all that we have. Farewell, Senpai. I'm off to be pulled under by the current of countless words polluting this cyber sea. I'll wait for you in the ring. If you dare tell yourself again that you can't write, you can. Once you have shown yourself to the world and all your shame, writing is the only existence you'll have. I know, because you're just like me. Birds of a feather, ha ha ha. Okay. You should write a classic Sword of Sorceries fantasy someday, Oni-chan. I could never. He also said that you couldn't write romance, but they did not turn out to be true either. Or rather, it's that you can't put yourself in the shoes of the dashing fantasy hero. Is that right? You're afraid of some starry girl falling head over heels for you and not taking no for an answer. You're afraid of destroying a powerful evil and becoming the good guy. You're a coward! Good thing I have a little sister to set me straight. It's okay, Oni-chan. I'll always be your #1 reader and biggest fan. I'm the biggest fan of the story of your life. Cool. That's nice. Immature people are disgraceful, but I suppose human society is about cultivating the possibility for growth within that disgrace. A kind world is one where such people can live their lives even if they remain immature. Yeah, I think it's more realistic to be unkind. Even so, I guess there are people who still try to be kind. An exemplary religious leader would surely try to treat their followers that way, right? Yes, as long as they're not some cult leader, I assume they would try to, set by example and even uplift the people there, who are following them. Yes, indeed. Okay, so let's see. Well, that's it for that, I assume. Alright, let's go to this. I forgot. What is this about? Oh, is it that random friend? Like the one who's definitely not BFFs or whatever. I'm almost jealous of people who have lived a life filled with shame. So far, I've managed to go through life without suffering any major humiliations. My expression is exercise in self-preservation. Sure, what little pride I have has been trampled more than once, yet I've never gotten angry over it, nor made any effort to reinflate it. To be honest, yes, I simply envied them. To try to let my envy show, I dedicated my life to hiding my complex, and at some point I started to delude myself that God or something was rewarding me for being a generally good guy. Never had any belief in God. Look down on religious peoples as fools who can make up their minds for themselves. But I still wanted salvation. How stupid. Now the chrysalis. I'm stupid. It took time for me to come to terms with that fact. I believed or wanted to believe that everything lasts like this. Thought my friend with his hunchback and silly expression was an idiot like me, reading his books, acting like he's the shit, desperate to sound literary so that people will think that he's smart. He's a shitty personality, that's why he has no friends, stupid idiot failing in life. In the same way, I won my mental victories by finding the flaws in my classmates. The guy who only cares about being popular with the girls. Him, his only redeeming feature that he's rich. That's why an average Joe whips himself up to do well in sports even though he never make it as a pro. And me? I derive a sense of superiority for looking down on other people. Suppose you could say I felt omnipotent. During adolescence I believed that, whatever my status at the time, I would blossom eventually. Like everyone else my age, I could see reality for what it was. and I grasped it on the deeper level. I knew things are more important than school. I knew darkness, diaper, and friendship aloof. Night after night I surfed the net, visiting shady sites to unearth the truth about the world. I am gifted. I'm gifted. I am gifted. No, you're not, you fucking idiot. At that time, your sense of omnipotence faded. At the time I started university, they had completely been subsumed by an inferiority complex. Why am I the only one who can't get things right? Is it bleeding? Everything seems to have something that I don't. You all seem decently good looking. And I at least okay. Good enough to get a girlfriend. Wait, what if I'm hideous? Yeah, what if you're fugly? What if I'm the only person in the world who's single? Okay, that's a bit hyperbolic. You seem to know about all those books and movies I've never heard of. Got my ass a gayer and watch a Tarantino movie. Not the feet guy. Didn't really get it, but people say it was cool. Tried bringing up Pulp Fiction to some guy who seemed like he was into that kind of stuff. But then he mentioned Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and I didn't really know what he's talking about. And I said, oh yeah, that one. And the conversation fizzled out. I want to fly. I want to fly in the sky. I want to fly up my wings and soar into Tokyo's narrow, polluted sky. Oh, he's dead. Thanks for coming out this late, man. My office is down there. Damn, it looks pretty run down. I bet they don't even lock the door to the roof. You know what, Hasek? I've never read a single book. He kept semi-ironically referencing it, so I tried reading Das Kapital. Talking about it, who knows, maybe I should read that one day. Am I allowed to, though? I don't think I'm allowed to, actually. I'm not kidding. It was so freaking boring, I had no idea what he was talking about. I looked for bad reviews online. Seems like Japanese people love tearing that book apart. I saw reviews like, a bunch of drivel from an elite who never worked a day in his life. Shut up and get a job. And this country would be hollowed out without capitalism. Oh, yeah. What was his name? Yeah. So Karl Marx was functionally unemployed, right? Something like that. And then there was this guy called Engels who was like some factory owner or whatever who just like basically bankrolled him. To be fair, one could argue that this was a bit hypocritical. But then again, without this funding and without all of this, none of that would have been distributed. After all, in the system that you are trying to overthrow, I assume you would need to work within it first, or something. Apparently, labor is done by something is something done by slaves. They don't have the brains to think for themselves, so they just move their bodies instead. Convenience store night shift sucks, right? Modern day slaves. And your daily bread by the sweat of your brow. There's no responsibility. I don't really get it. At some point the world was reached and so working became the only respectable thing to do with your life. It's like we've been brainwashed to believe that, or like brainwashed not to rebel against labour. I sound like an angsty teen or a conspiracy theorist. I don't want to work. You can say that with real conviction, Hasya. I envy you. I'm going to be that reckless too. He who does not respect himself is a slave. Is that a slave mentality? Ha ha ha. Okay, talking about slave mentality, I think very soon I'm going to be reading Nietzsche. Yeah, that guy. I have a few of his books. I do not know what the reading order is, nor do I even know much about him. But I will be reading that soon. I guess. Okay, anyway, this is unrelated. The hell is that supposed to mean? Oh, it's a quote. My bad for not being well read. From Natsume Sosuke. Huh, the author? People really read books? Did he get the meaning behind these philosophical movies and anime? You know, I don't really have a clue about anything. I'm serious. I do, and I just kind of skate on. I figured one day everything would just fall into place and they'll all balance out. Bit by bit, it gets out of alignment, and before I knew it, I reached a point of no return. Save me. Every time I think of a solution, my mind goes blank, and next thing I know, I'm on my phone watching shorts or playing games. Social media is like a habit I can't quit. Every time I look at it, I see other people my age with all these followers kissing their asses, and I want to kill them. I felt that way about you too. We should stop being so fucking pretentious. Sorry, I don't want to think about that shit. I have the mental space to anyway. Because I don't have the space to think, oh, my time ends up being filled with work without me even realizing it. I'm a slave. I work because I don't want to think. Gotta be the perfect example of the exploited laborer, don't you think? An insect following its programming. I want to fly. God, your expression never changes. I always hated that smug look. Pretentious asshole. They're pretty impressive, as yet. I mean, you publish a goddamn book. It's genuinely trying to encourage you, man. Seriously. Like, I wanted to root for you. I want to fly. You know, I always thought that you could get this look on your face, like can read people's minds, like you're doing right now. You can't tell. You look really fucking sad, man. Look like you're really going through it. Sorry, I'm gonna ask you to shoulder one more burden for me. For once, I want to say something appropriate for me. Protagonist of my own life. Remember that I lived, my friend. It's all on you now. Okay, I assume at this point you would be picking the choice and it actually matters. You can do it. You can fly. Okay, I assume we do not want him to, yeah, let me see. We can't even conceive of, what do you call it? It is easier to imagine the end of the world than it is to imagine the end of capitalism. I think there's some sort of random online quote like that. It's probably from something much more intellectual. Hmm. Everyone can see you have an inferiority complex. You can't conceive of getting a new qualification and changing careers. Mocking me as a creative is how you try to hide your own shortcomings. You can do it, you can fly. How can you be so full of yourself when you're so painfully average? No, I mean, this one is definitely valid. You could just, like, do something else. Of course, it'll be difficult and you will have to invest energy and time into it. And it may even take years, but there it is technically an art and blah, blah, blah. Okay. It's not what I wanted to hear. Huh. So you're faking it the whole time, too? Some friend. Well, that did not go very well. Eh? What is this? Oh, yes, there is a body here. That's definitely true. Uh, are we supposed to... Okay, I'm not very sure what's going on here. Is this like a... Well, there's nothing to click aside from this. Let's see. Okay. So yeah, it seems like we're missing out on quite a few things. Hmm. Fascinating. Aha. Okay, I did not save, so let me just see what I can do. Is it control? Okay. Control. Okay, so we're here. We were here. Oh, should I have saved at that point, I wonder? Okay, let me just see. So, was there nothing that could be done? Okay, I need to know. Let's see. So this one probably was completely, hmm, at a bit of a loss. I did not know it would turn out this way. Okay, so we'll save it at this part. I assume that one has some sort of thing going on. Okay. There was a lot of clicking. Okay. See ya. I wonder what this could be. Am I just supposed to click this? Ha ha Okay, that's quite a lot of laughing. Here I go. I can fly! Fuck you, capitalism. Well, that's quite a big squelch. There's a dull white thud. Heard that sound once before. I wonder how that guy's doing these days. I guess Igusa only had one jump in him. Yeah, it's been a while since I heard that sound. Oh, yes, that is pretty brutal. The leg, the arms. He had finally become a beautiful butterfly. I wouldn't say that's very aesthetically pleasing, but anyway, yeah, it's quite horrific. It was inevitable, really. Igusa suffered under the yoke of his inferiority complex, and now he's finally free. He must have figured out this was the only way. I must have pushed his pitiful little brain to the limit to come to this decision. Don't have to work anymore. Don't have to think anymore. He took flight, escaping even the clutches of capitalism. And you look awesome doing it. My first and only friend. From my perspective, wouldn't I just be giving in to it, honestly? Okay, well, I guess that's it for the friend. But is that what we were supposed to do? I guess we were supposed to do that? You play trading games, Hasia? Nah, they're boring. Besides, who would I play with? You're my only friend. That's why I'm asking. I want to start playing. I'll pass. I can read minds, so card games don't hold much appeal for me. Do you sound like you should be wearing a cloak? Maybe I'll give it a shot. Does it mean that you can tell if there's a rare card in the pack without opening it? Not the same as X-ray vision, you dumbass. Geez, fine, I don't eat you then, dumbass. Your head's so full of stupid thoughts, dumbass. Screw you. Hi, let's go kill time at the arcade. Fine, dumbass. Yeah, they seem like right friends. Onichan, it's been said that humanity is a slave to wheat. Ah, yes, the domestication of the grain. With the realization that they could secure a sustainable food supply by increasing wheat production, humans began the transition from hunting to agriculture. As they began to work for their crops, it created the concept of labor and the resulting concept of community. Same with rice as well. Thus, wheat enabled the population to increase and civilization to flourish. People became concerned with the passage of time and the seasons, and they learned to live with one eye on tomorrow. Until then, people had been happy simply living for the moment. But once they realized the importance of harvest time, they began to adjust themselves around it. That's when life as we knew it began. That was the beginning of labor. From there, people invented all kinds of work, specialization, management to increase the yield, the production of granaries and other sites. All kinds of different jobs and roles sprouted up to you. And those who are unable to serve a role get gradually isolated from the group. Before you know it, the people who are considered useless are being forced to work at the command of the elites above them. And no one even knows how they could resist. We're all taught it's proper and correct to follow the rules. We don't even question the fact that we spend our whole lives working ourselves to the bone for the benefit of those in power. The more you work, the less time you have, and the narrower your worldview becomes. People aren't just exploited because they're stupid. They grow stupid because they're exploited. Humanity is inextricable from labor. Everyone's living the hardscrabble life. You could argue that if you If all you could ever get from life is endless labor, the wisest choice is to make your exit partway through. Those are just some silly nonsense I read out in a book recently on Chan. I mean, it has nothing to do with us. We're committing slow suicide together, cut off from the rest of the world. Even now, somewhere out there, the wheat is multiplying. Don't leave me in those fields of gold, Onichan. Yeah, don't leave her, mate. Little kids will kill bugs without a thought, right? Is it because they can't yet comprehend that bugs are living creatures just like them? Then again, animals kill the weak without mercy. You could say it's the natural order of things for the strong to prey upon the weak. The survival of the fittest, the animal kingdom, the rule of the jungle, la la la. Perhaps the more arrogant perspective is seeing all life as equal. As fellow living beings, isn't it only proper to fully exercise our biologically superior human strength and intellect by torturing and killing the bugs, whose lives are dictated by mere signals? There's no answer to such a question, because the world revolves around capitalism regardless. I mean, it's basically the game of Monopoly. And of course, the one who wins it will declare that they were, worthy of it, and blah blah blah. So it's all right. So I assume they all of them are supposed to perish. I would assume that's the case, right? And so, bearing that in mind, we will see what happens. Yes. Okay, interesting. Okay, so we will also be saving here. Thank you very much. La 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 la. This one I don't even think. Yeah, there's not much of option, right? Like he's already dead. Perhaps he was dead from the very beginning, even before you press start, like the Stanley Parable. Wow. Well, I guess I decide who lives or something, or more like the author of this visual novel, I guess. If the path has already been preordained and predetermined, then I suppose it is. It is then, right? Isn't it? Okay, let's see. I wonder, what if you selected another option? Well, that thinks nothing but how clever its author wants to look. Hmm. That's okay. Yeah, so it's the same thing. Sure, same thing. Oh, I thought I had to type it out all over again. Okay. Oh, so did he actually drown? I guess he did. It wasn't like metaphorical or anything. Blah blah blah. Well, that's well, they're all gone then. What is this? Oh, you can click it. Huh, fascinating. Oh, is that save for last? The best is for last or something? Or maybe that's just always the final one. Time to drink water, ha ha ha. I want you to complete me, Sensei. The artwork named Tenjiki Botan. By myself, I'm just an unremarkable eagle. Even in my little corner of the world, I struggle to stand out. But even so, I don't want just to be Goei, another face in the crowd you pass by on your way to stardom. Did you ever want to die, senpai? I do, quite often. And that's why I cling so fiercely to life. I sit on boys' laps, visit old bookshops in search of myself, go to art house cinemas, all hoping to find something that will make me special. I really do like paintings, See for yourself if I'm lying. I'm sure you can. Then again, you're an artist too. Maybe you don't need to read my mind. When I said I saw a girl with a pearl earring, and I wished that it could be me, I wasn't trying to put on airs. It really did touch my soul. And then and there, I thought, if I can't live like this girl in the painting, life has let me down. Dreaming is a little bit too big, right? Huh. Vermeer ruined my life. When I put it like that, doesn't that sound romantic? What about the rest, you say? All the depressing books and cult classic movies. That of it is real, maybe. The rest just me trying to impress you. I wanted someone like you to think I had value, to lift me out of the muck. I'm different. I see the sadness in your story, and I want to give it a hug. Like an animal crying. As in calling, or as in weeping. Well, what's the difference, really? Even that parable from the Gospels, I just quoted it because it's the only part I know. My whole life is like that. What, your work? You want me to hear what... you want to hear what I really think? Dear me, Sensei, surely an established author like yourself doesn't care what some sleek girl has to say about it. Hee. Toying with people gives me a little bit of hint of superiority, you see. It helps me stave off the desire for death, for the time being, when I'm still young. But you know what I thought? Rest assured, your book really did strike a chord with me. I know that I'm just pretending to be cultured, but I like to think that I do know talent when I see it. Your writing is unique, self-indulgent, like nothing else. Dostoevsky is too much for me to handle, but I can see why you like him so much, or why you aspire to be like him, maybe. But there's an amateur innocence to it too, like you want to throw structure and writing sense out of the window and just ask your audience to get it. As naive as a child acting out to get his parents' attention, in a way I can't help but love. I wonder if that's what you were going for. If it wasn't, it makes me want to hug you after all. But I did enjoy it, rough edges and all. But don't worry though. You've got the talent in you to make a book that sells, but unpolished. You're not just as impressive a writer as you think, but that's what I love about you. Just in case there is a point to save, I will save. I'm sure you'll write a masterpiece someday, Sensei. You transmute your loneliness into art. That's a rare gift, and I'll happily give myself to it. You're a vampire, drinking its blood and turning it into prose. To drink my soul, shed your innocence, and tell an even more self-indulgent story that captures even more people's hearts. In your story, I can live forever. Is the text wavering, or is my eyesight getting worse? But anyway... Oh yes, I can see from the mouse thing still that in relative terms it is moving. Now, let me just think. Yes, a lot of people claim that they can achieve immortality, symbolic immortality, in true writing, through representing themselves through writing, either their character, their thoughts, their feelings, or whatever, their values, yeah. And it's one way of staving off existential dread. From the moment a living being realizes that it must die, it becomes terrified, and so it must convince itself that it will live in some bizarre and farcical manner. But it believes so, and as long as it does, it will feel calm, it will feel safe. And perhaps at the very end, it will suddenly realize that it's not quite correct. But yeah, that's true. Hurt me, Sensei. Torment me. Rip my vineyard heart open and peer inside. You can look, Sensei. See all of me. See everything below the shallow pretense. And spear my blackened viscera with brutal honesty. I get it, Sensei. I get to relish this for now, playing the femme fatale, seducing the naive young writer, but a day will come when you don't need a fraud like me. Is that like the lady with the pearl earring? That's why I was so scared to get closer to you. My sugar daddy and classmates fawn over me now, but only because I'm young. I'm not like you. I can't sustain myself on blood. I can only watch in terror as my worth dwindles day by day. I don't need you to tell me what I am. I don't know anything about Osamu Dazai or Akutagawa Ryunsuke. The Kurosawa movie I watched bored me to tears. I couldn't figure out what anyone was saying. I can't tell Chopin from Mozart. I'm just getting by with vague knowledge and guesswork. I've never been clever. Thank goodness you wrote a light novel, Sensei. If there had been anything more challenging, I would never have been brave enough to reach out. I tried so hard to be intriguing enough to catch your eye. That was the beginning of my downfall. I could tell you were a true genius. There's an instinct again. Down here in the bottom of the future, we're alert to predators, and I quickly realized you could swallow me whole. Writers have the strangest power, Sensei. You rarely look me in the eye, but when I do catch you staring at me, it feels like my heart is an open book. Soon I realized you already knew everything I had tried to hide. It felt like fate. I knew judgment was coming sooner or later. I knew better than anyone how shallow I truly am. Society isn't lenient enough to let a pseudo-intellectual jade like me live. But it's not kind enough to give me a beautiful end either. I spent every day feeling so inferior I could die. I was so glad to find something real. I knew at once that you were going to kill me. The certainty swept through my DNA and scrambled my brain before my heart could even think of love. Finally, I would be free. I finally found my fate. I've never been so happy. So there it is, the whole truth. Only it's the part I can testify in my own awkward words, but I'm sure you can reach in and drag out more than that. Kill me, Sensei. You know, if they all start dropping like flies around you, you're basically sort of like Dazai, right? Except you don't really partake in it. Do your worst, make me complete. Oh, there's something to pick. Can't think of any way to become a tragic heroine as of dying, just a weakling who never put in the work. Rather than regret selling your body, you single-mindedly hunted for chances to make everyone pity you for having no choice. That's how little value you place on yourself. What? By steeping yourself in self-pity like that, you're papering over your own nothingness all over again. You barely have an opinion of your own. You never once believed your own taste was right. A low-grade animal consoles herself night after night on the thrill of being validated by unremarkable men. I wonder which one would work then. Let me see. Well, I assume we have to validate their insecurities. As invalidated to say it is correct, actually. I don't. I'm not sure that's what you're actually doing. So there's this idea of a diminishing worth, right? Self-pity, nothingness, barely of your own opinion, you never believe your own taste was right. I mean, this is literally what you admitted to. Is that so? Or is that not really valid? I wonder which one would work, honestly. That's why I envy you. Huh. Oh, so you need more than one? Oh, okay. Yeah, self-pity, papering over your nothingness. Ah. Oh, yes, the expression is getting worse. Oh, so this one's more like probably all of them. Mm-hmm. In fact, in a certain sense, I would argue that this is going in order of severity. You mustn't say that to anyone but me. Perhaps being the only one. It hurts. Of course it does. Right. In the end, you can't even kill yourself alone, so you drag others in, a worthless background character for women. Ah, Sensei. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. No one's ever pulled out my guts like this. And now this is goodbye. Please, Sensei, capture this moment in a photograph. That's right, just like that. No, you don't need to show me. I already know I look the most beautiful I've ever been. I'm going to be your story now. I don't need to see any more of reality. Just promise me you'll take me out and look at me from time to time, frozen in eternity. I'll wait for your new book down in hell, Sensei. Thank you, Sensei. Thank you for passing on the story of my life. Thank you for letting me end it as a curious character in your tale. Just one last thing, Sensei. Let me lay a kiss on you before I go. Sensei, I loved you like no one else ever will. Yeah, well, yes, you do lose control of your bowels when you die. The thing hanging from a rope is no fairy tale princess, but the corpse of a woman, grown, her legs streaked with excreta, mouth bubbling with froth, her eyeballs bulging from their sockets, and her grotesque death mask a far cry from beautiful. Oh, yes, very rarely is death beautiful. She wanted to die. She said so herself. She sensed that she had gone as far as she could in this cruel society. Rather than watch herself decay, she wanted to preserve her beauty at its zenith. She wanted this. I just gave her what she asked for. All she wanted was for me to write about her. She told me so. So this was fine, right? Me? A vampire? Don't make me laugh. And excuse my writing for having rough edges. Don't you know some creators are innocent babes? Pretty rude for someone who calls herself my number one fangirl. Can I really drink a soul? I don't think that they are corporeal, right? Or is it corporeal? Yeah, yeah. Welcome back, Anichan. Hey, Sahana. Anichan, there's blood on your lips. What happened? Nothing much. Got surprised and bit my lip, that's all. You look like Dracula. Since when did I write to feed off others? I thought I was writing my own salvation. They're the same thing. When other people don't exist in your mind, there's no distinction between yourself and others. It's all just you. You drink your own blood so that you can write to save yourself. You know, I've never really thought I was good enough to be a writer. I'm faking it till I make it, just like everyone else does. Struggling with your identity is part of being a writer, Nietzsche. Writers live to test their worth against a manuscript. They sit down and let their pen dictate whether they are worthy to create. Talking like a real know-it-all for someone who has never written a word. Anyway, I feel ready to write the best sophomore effort the world's ever seen. Just you watch, I bet it'll get an anime. You look really determined, Anita. All bursting of energy, like you got to know over a broken heart. I'm sure you'll write something that you can be proud of. Broken heart, you think? Mm-hmm. Not interested in love. I'm married to my art. Okay. Now, I want to tell you what my next book's going to be about. Go ahead, I'm always here for you, Anita. So, the female lead is a sexy villainess who tries to seduce the protagonist, but then she starts to realize she's just part of a story. I like it. I'm sure you'll make a good book. Good luck, Sensei to be. What's wrong, Anichan? You're crying out in your sleep? Are you suffering? Are you sad? You look like you have regrets. You don't usually toss and turn like this. You're trashing around like a man possessed. Well, yes. So, I assume this is the last part? I didn't even know you could game over in this game. Wait, wait, doesn't that actually mean that this is actually a game? Then I must remove the playthrough with quotation marks, right? Because technically there is some kind of play. Yes, of course. That's great. My child was born. Our child, darling. Right, right. Ours. Our baby boy. Become Hasya, like we decided. He grew up to be as pretty as me. No higher than like me. Whatever he becomes, I just pray he grows up happy. Well, that's perfectly nice wishes. The tiny crack in the thin sheet of ice started to spread. Both convinced that the other was having an affair, they spent every day constantly arguing over trivial matters. Yeah, and they probably got into a fight or something. Never put your mug back where it belongs. You always leave the bathroom light on. You cough too loudly, you smell like an old person. Well, both of them should. You buy too many new clothes, you leave your underwear lying around. You drink too much, you smoke too much. I know you are having an affair. One little poke at the spider web cracks to shatter it, sending them both plummeting to rock bottom. Each of them believes that they're the alpha of this household, the one who gets to tell the other people what to do. Never had any intention of trying to talk things out. Love is long gone. Now they simply want to put themselves in the best position to come out of a divorce favorably, whether by gathering evidence of infidelity and beating the other one into domestic violence. They no longer spare thought for me or Sahana. Mum's thoughts went way into my brain. I've wasted over 2 decades of my life on this man. Back then he seemed like a real catch. I felt lucky to have found a guy who was devoted to both his work and his partner. A simple, boring man with nothing else going on. But over the years, he buried himself deeper in work. He stopped helping out the kids. Worked with a revenge. A man with nothing to excite a woman outside of the money he brings home. Outside of that, on top of that, both kids are introverts, bordering on agoraphobic. I don't know what's going on with them. Sure, they're not ugly, and they don't get in any trouble. But to be honest, they creep me out a little. Can't go back all the lost time. What's wrong trying to regain a little passion in my life by hooking up with the guy who's all the mum's into, especially when he's out there getting his dick wet. Both of them just rationalize. It's sad. This is a bad environment for Sahana, surrounded by all this tension. The beauty's waste on the beer-bellied cheetah. I whispered into her ear. You know, so you are basically the devil whispering into people's ears. Like maybe you are like a metaphor or something? You were so pretty back when you were thin, Mom. Let's get married. Are you serious? Look at me. I'm a workaholic with nothing else going on. I don't think I'll ever be more into a woman than you. Wait, that's your reasoning? Are you kidding me? You don't wanna? No, no, I do. I just want you to ask me properly. Right, yeah. I love you. Will you marry me? Yes. Yeah, you can see all the bloody guts. Oh, I think that's shared with the other frames. That's ranting in the living room again. Stupid bitch. What's wrong with women that don't PM asking slut? What's wrong there? What's going on about some accessory she lost? Apparently it was my fault. Then she found the damn thing in her piss. Shit for brains, always looking to blame other people. A functioning family, that's the sort of thing you laugh about over dinner. But once a crack has been formed, every little bit of loathing and every minor interaction becomes magnified 1,000-fold. Can't even bring himself to refer to her by name anymore. Is a man like you really going to let that silly whore browbeat you? You're a big, strong man, Dad. You're a man of means. You raised 2 kids and you paid for every penny. I guess your love wasn't enough. It's kind of pathetic to end up with a woman who only thinks of you as a boring guy. Apparently, it's also your job to keep her interested. I mean, think it goes both ways or something. That's like a stock phrase. Sorry to drag you out to see a romance movie, but I really like that actor. It's fine. I wanted to go on a movie day anyway. So what do you think about it? I suppose describe it on one word on the count of three. One, two. Boring. You too? Cruise you can't skate on star power though. In the living room, my father cuts at his race card with a box cutter. What is a race card? Is it like the betting thing for like the horses, right? Betting on the horse races is just one of his few hobbies. Ah, okay. Mom's doing the dishes and she's getting increasingly pissed off. Husband's sitting on his ass, gambling, blissfully unaware that she's slaving away at the housework. It was nothing. It had been nothing. Both at the end of their ropes, the trigger could have been anything. Can you gambling like you don't have a care in the world? Why wash your dishes? Is exactly how it was with the kids too. You didn't even realise it. Forgotten you, woman. The one who works to put food on the table. Who do you think looks after the kids in the house? Who do you think earns the money for it? There's no point in arguing about it. What they need is understanding and acceptance. But they're both already... You keep going on about raising the kids, but look at them. They're so screwed up, they're afraid to leave the house. Those two, when they are even alive. So admit it. They haven't been doing anything to actually raise them. Meanwhile, I've been out there breaking my back. The hell you have? You live to work. You live it. It's all you have? Fuck off. I'd rather be at work at home because you're so fat it makes me sick to look at you. Excuse me? Who would even want to be in the same room as an ugly bastard like you? You know the hookers you pay to do this and that? What do you call me? You're not even gonna deny it, you dirty cheater. Like you can talk. Where have you been every afternoon? Oh, you're accusing me now? Shut your mouth. It's be nice to be a woman. And you can think you can throw a hissy fit and get your way. You. Mum raises the knife of her head in a pose that says one more word and I'll kill you. She's just posturing, but Dad's pride is at stake. He won't yield to the threat. He raises the box cutter. The situation teeters on the edge. In the back of their minds they hear their son's voice. Your beer duty is wasted on the beer-bellied cheater. Is a man like you really going to let the city all bromwheat you? There's a wet impact. The blades paint each other's skin crimson. There's nothing that could be done. No. They've ruptured. Adrenaline drowns out the pain as they slash at each other in a frenzy. In and out the blades go. After so many years together, they even stab in unison. In perfect harmony, red covers them. Pig? Rat bastard! Two feral creatures dance before me. You don't even notice their son watching from the sidelines. Red, so much red. In and out the blades go, staining everything scarlet, all the way back to the memories of a time that they truly cared for one another. Oh, she's digging into his eye. Didn't notice that. And of course her nose is pretty gone. Pendant gasped like the first time they made love. Goodbye, Mum. Goodbye, Dad. I'll look after Sahana. Don't have to argue anymore. Don't need to endure it anymore. Sometimes I feel like this is a dream. What is? Being with you. Where's this coming from? Sorry. I just never thought I could be this happy. That's kind of scary. Dummy. I'm serious. I'm so happy with you. Me too. Are you sure I'm the guy for you? Yeah, I'm sick of the game players. I'm ready to have someone honest, someone safe, like you. Hey, don't bring up your exes. You know I get jealous. Yeah, so cute. I love you. Me too. Thick and gooey, smeared. The two of them have expired. Hearts cut like a cake. I wonder if they're together in the next world too. Thanks for everything, Mum and Dad. Hope you're happy that your son. Is that like a haiku? Is that what haikus are? It's going to be quiet around now. Sorry. It's going to be quiet around here now, isn't it? It's okay, Nichan. You're okay. You and I are bound by blood, so everything will be okay. Uh, hmm. Well, hopefully. Ah, well. Uh, that was, of course, a little bit of a Debbie Downer. Because no matter what, they're still close to you, sort of, I guess. But to be fair, I don't think the protagonist cared about them. And definitely, of course, it's quite a nice one to conclude on. Yes, I mean, that was the culmination of all that nonsense going on. The dull, moist sounds ring out before my eyes. Two middle-aged people, each in the midst of a second adolescence, make tender love. The dull, moist sounds ring out. Parents who raised us breathe their last breaths. Teenage angst can really drive you mad, huh? Question of who am I is a real toughie. I wonder if they both died pondering that, just like I am. Were they wondering who are we? As they die driving the blades into the person they once loved. As their son, I would like to believe they went out thinking, well, at least we can raise our kids right. Because I can't read in the minds of the dead. Damn, the floor's covered in blood. That's going to stain the carpet. I once asked my dad what my name meant. He said that he picked a kanji for lotus flower because they bloom beautifully despite growing in mud. Nice one, Dad. Am I? Can I flower despite all the mud around me? Wait, Sahana, everyone's dead. They all went off and died. What did Mum and Dad ever accomplish? Not that people have to accomplish anything, I guess. I mean, yes, most of humanity will never accomplish anything significant. They will accomplish something. They can even accomplish annoying other people. But yes, for 90% of humanity, that is true, and that is okay. Some of us are just meant to do nothing, I suppose. I could be one of them, yeah. In fact, I probably am. But I don't like that thought. I'm here surviving in this crushed, cruel world. I want to leave something behind. Indeed you do. That is what a writer does, yes? A legacy. Some proof that I lived. The first human who ever left their handprint on a cave wall. Proof that I was here. We might just be committing slow suicide together, Oni-chan. Both festering away. Now we're all alone in this big house. Something hollow about an empty living room. I know you don't like to be alone. That's why you gave living your best shot. You tried everything you could. You did your best, Oni-chan. You want to live, don't you? That's why you write. Sentences, books, stories. You're right, Sahana. That's why I have to write my story. I have to write what comes next. But it's pointless, this world is too rotten. Save me. Shit, I've got to write my sequel. I've got to write office worker, middle-aged man, high school girl, and random kid. Alright, well, we'll start off with left to right. You're just an spoiled brat getting high on his only maturity by invoking the ugliness of middle age. Well, some of these are your reviews, right? Office worker. Do you know why you feel like you can fit in society is by looking down at the working class and it makes you feel inferior. Better get on with writing that sequel. High school girl. You have the same romantic feelings and lusts as everyone else. You have just grown so cynical you have lost sight of them. Is that why you killed her? To cover up that part of yourself? Child. I don't want to grow up like him. Pathetic handout who complains about the rest of the world while thinking he's the greatest thing ever. What the hell? Is this whole goddamn city mocking me? Fucking NPCs, cogs in the societal machine. Help me, son. Save me. Well, you gotta tank those reviews, man. You know. Yo, what's up, killer? You chose to die. I did not do anything. You really believe that? Nah, you're trying to numb your guilt. Who do you think you are, acting so high-mighty, you gooser? Guess you only dare speak your own mind when you're talking to a hallucination. I'm just saying that because you're a figment of my imagination. I don't think that about the way about the real Medusa. Bullshit. I'm supposed to be your friend, but you always look down on me. Okay, maybe that's not quite right. You always look for the flaws in others so you can keep them at the distance. Deep down though, you always wanted to create a friendship. Shut up. Okay, fine. I'll go kill myself again. How long are you gonna keep on living? It's fine to look down on people, Hasya-kun. Nothing beats being looked down on by a real total poser. I want to thank you for making me feel like a real writer. You're pretty honest for a hallucination. I feel better now that I realize that you have no real talent and were just lacking as a writer. You're more aware of that than anyone, aren't you? I'm amazed you've managed to fake it this far with only a single book to your name. You know, it took shooting his wife in the head for William S. Burroughs to finally think of himself as a real writer. Are you trying to tell me to kill my sister or something? No. Is there anything else you want to write, Hasya-kun? I'm dead, Hasuchi. Well, if it isn't the consequences of your own actions. Fair enough. But you just left me to him, huh? Anyone else would have done the same in my position? Yeah, honestly, yeah. Sure, maybe. Don't think I would have, though. Yeah, he would actually have probably tried to help you. You... Yeah, maybe not. You're hurting inside, aren't you, Hasuchi? Oh, don't ask me how to fix you. The way I see it, you're just weak. You telling me I should die? Nah. See, you're trying to shave the blame again. Such a coward, man. I'm the one you have the most complicated feelings towards, aren't I? You're the one I have the least to say to. Are you blushing, senpai? My god, you're so goddamn cute. Just imagine me saying that. Not a chance in hell. We're both grown-ups. Both of us. Got something to say then? I thought you could read minds. Surely, you know where this is going. Are you really gonna make me say it? Wait. No, don't. You can't stop me. You're an evil person. You'd rather kill someone than confront the way you feel about them. I thought he was going to bloom beautifully despite the mud. It turned out to be a disgrace, just like his dad. But one doesn't know how to give up when she's lost. We're dead. You stop badgering me now. Let's just have a good time commiserating over our failure of a son. It's true. Stayed together right to the bitter end. Suppose we have our son to thank for that. In a way, that technically is true, by definition, I guess. Oni-chan, I'll always be on your side, Oni-chan. Let's kill ourselves together until death do us apart. Really? Is that really what you're thinking right now, Sahana? Please help me. Am I a murderer? Am I evil? I've been suffering all this time, you know. I can see inside people, I alone can see the filthy inner thoughts. Please save me. Sahana, you're the only family I have left. Only you. You're hallucinating, Oni-chan. This isn't real. Believe in yourself, Oni-chan. Believe in the world. I can't. I hate it. 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 Hate it. Hate it so damn much. I'm a sick man. You never told me that you can read minds, Oni-chan. That's amazing. But it might be just another one of your delusions. I do think you're way more perceptive than the average person. And I don't doubt that you have exceptional intuition, making you just as gifted as I am. But maybe at some point, because you're so fragile, you convinced yourself that you can read people's minds as a way to avoid being hurt by them. Are you sure that you didn't decide to become an author as a way to make sense of a life spent avoiding other people? You're hallucinating, Anita. Hey, are you scared of me? Do you remind to save yourself from further pain? Wake up, Anita. This isn't real. Coward. Anita, kill yourself. I love you. My beloved. Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. I'm scared. I'm scared, I'm scared, I'm scared. I don't want to look. I don't want to look. I don't want to look. But I don't want to be hurt anymore either. Ooh. What's the... Okay, yeah. Well, I guess you have no choice but to trust your emotive. That's only rational after all. Right. I do agree. Yes, yes. Quite a rational decision, honestly. Peer into Sahana's mind. Oh. Oni-chan. Oni-chan, I've been wanting to tell you this for a very long time now. You can't write the follow-up book. You look down on everyone, mocked them, and killed them. All while having a hugely inflated sense of your own self-importance. You can't write, despite not having any other reason to live. You made sacrifices of all these people, all to hide the fact that you can't write anymore. Oni-chan, everyone's left you. Oni-chan, I love you. Oni-chan, this isn't real. I didn't say anything, Oni-chan. Snap out of it, Oni-chan. Come back to me. Trust me, Oni-chan. Die. How little self-respect must you have to look into your own sister's mind? You deserve to die for that. An author who can't write anymore is no author at all. You said so yourself. You tried to make yourself look cultured by quoting all these other authors. I love you, Oni-chan. Die. My very favorite toy is the bear you bought for me, Oni-chan. Die. Oni-chan. Oni-chan. And you're going to write what comes next. Ugh. Ugh. You won't stop. Die. 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 Please, just stop. Oh, he's vomiting? Can't take him out here? Yes. Well, driving that into your cranium can certainly reduce the noise in your head because there won't be any sound anymore. Oh, it's futile, Nietzsche. This is your own voice coming from inside your head. There are no sound waves reverberating against your eardrums. Are you going to tear off your ears like Van Gogh and stop pretending to be an artist next? Hey, Van Gogh was a real artist, bro. But actually, yeah, Van Gogh. Wait, was he the guy who? Yeah, he mailed the year, right? And then like there was this thing where he was suffering because of social isolation as well, and so at that time he was financially not able to survive as an artist. Much of his artwork was in fact used as scrap material. That's how um, unrecognized it was. It is true, in fact, yes, usually that the artists will only be recognized after their death for some reason. Maybe their death makes them more famous at first and it allows it to build up a some sort of critical momentum. Sorry, what was I saying? Yes, you think you think that maybe you could be like the Stoics and focus only on your arts? Hey, why can't you write? Are you scared? Scared that because you can only write about yourself, people realize that you're empty inside? That you have always been empty? That you aren't much of a writer? Is that weighing on your mind? The fact that even after killing all those people, you can't write worth a damn? Parents killed each other. That's a pretty unique set of circumstances. The whole world must be waiting for your follow-up novel with bated breath. They're all wondering what you'll write next. This great author killed his friend, his co-worker, his classmate, his crush. Hey God, are you listening? What should I do? If ripping off my ears didn't help, what's next? My book sits atop the table. I remember. Entering the contest was such a rush. The thought that at long last someone else would read this proof of my existence. I was so excited. Writing used to be so fun. I'll rip my light novel apart. Emotional panopticon. Slick title, right? We've been watching each other, you and I, haven't we? You're up next. I pull up those pages and shove them down my throat. I can't breathe. Think I'm gonna die. Yeah, think I can die now. It hurts. It hurts so much. There was more I wanted to write. I wanted to write about this feeling, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't write. There's nothing left inside me. I wanted to hide that. Wanted to hide the fact that my sensitive sister has always been my one and only anchor. Sahana, Sahana, your Oni-chan adopted you. I deserve to die. Oni-chan, Oni-chan. Is this reality? Oni-chan, hold on. A convenient illusion? I love you. Oni-chan. What if it's real? Can Sahana survive on her own? I'm sorry. Looks like Oni-chan went wrong somewhere. Maybe he was wrong from the start. Oni-chan, Oni-chan. You're a smart girl. You'll be okay. Don't try to follow me. I know you can. Write about me. Write the rest of my story. I'm calling the ambulance. Leave behind proof that I lived. Sahana, I love you. Oni-chan, Oni-chan. Stay strong, Sahana. I love you, Oni-chan. I love you. Yep, that's it, I guess. Oni-chan, Oni-chan. You can't go without me. It's not fair you get to be free and I don't. Oni-chan. Being alone only means that we're both lonely. I'll always be with you, Oni-chan. Always. Oni-chan. I'm coming with you. Well, there's quite a lot of eyes here. The panopticon, I guess. I think I can only ever understand metaphors, but I cannot understand analogies. That's probably the thing. That's why I don't get a lot of. Um. Oh, is it the other way around? Sorry, I can only understand analogies rather than metaphors. Yeah, something like that. That's why I always have problems getting like what a story means. I don't know. Seems like I'm missing some stuff. Oh, very strange. Hmm. I wonder what we could be possibly missing. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I'll just check one last thing to see if I'm missing something. Is there anything special? Anything after we reach that ending? Anyway, I keep picturing all those little kids playing some game in this big field of rye and all. Thousands of little kids, and nobody's around, nobody big, I mean, except me. I'm standing on the edge of some crazy cliff. What I gotta do? I have to catch everybody if they start going over the cliff. And I mean, if they're running and they don't look where they're going, I'll have to come out from somewhere and catch them. That's what I do all day. I'll just be the catch in the rye and all that. Yeah, I know it's crazy, but it's the only thing I really like to be. J.D. Salinger, the catch in the rye. Oh, is that the catch in the rye? Really? Like that was the joke about Margaret Thatcher or something, right? People say that I'm gifted, but what's the real gift that God blessed me with? I only have one thing that's truly important to me. Say, God, if you're planning on bestowing something special upon us siblings, the only thing I want is a little courage for the one person in the world who means anything to me. All I can do is pray. Please, Lord, spare a little love for the world's biggest contrarian. He's fought through enough pain and sadness to deserve it. Say, God, Mr. Moon, all big and round. Please, let my only child be happy. Open the door. Speaking of Amori, so is it open? Is this some kind of puzzle? Something happening. Oh, it finally opened. How very nice. The outside world? Oh, goodness, it burns my eyes. Okay. Thanks. Yeah, that's right. It's a story of how Nietzsche mustered his courage and pushed open the door just a crack. The start of a grand adventure. Good job, you did it. You left your cave. Okay. Okay, I've decided. Oh, what's this? Oh, is that Van Gogh? Or at least trying to be reminiscent of Van Gogh. Decided on what, Nietzsche? Have you finally? No, I told you I'm not taking any meds. I've decided to get my ass in the gear and write my follow-up novel. Really? Don't sound so skeptical. I'm serious this time. How are you gonna go about it? What do you plan to write? Check it out. I decided to go on a journey to find things to write about. A journey? Yeah, writers do it all the time. I'm wasting my life sitting here in my underground, unable to commit to anything. Let's go see the outside together. You're serious? I brought this on. Completely serious, and I can't really explain it. But I feel like it's not healthy for me to cling to all this resentment towards the world. Not only am I not writing, but I'm bringing everyone else down with me. That's admirable. Anyway, let's do it. We have passports. If we max out my credit card, we can make it all the way around the world. I do not think you want to be stranded in a random country, my friend. True, Devil May Cry. It's not Devil May Cry. Oh my god. Okay, Devil May Care. Attitude featuring Dante. Don't like the plan? No, I love it. A real writer has to live life on the edge. But promise me one thing. Sure, anything for you. Promise me you'll write the most amazing sequel. Well, duh. How else could I possibly think that the great Horacio would produce anything less? I mean, you haven't written a single word yet. Seriously, what am I doing? Did I have some kind of divine revelation? I don't know where it came from, but this crystalline thought hit me. Sister will never be happy living like this. So now I'm following that hunch, that inexplicable drive, wherever it's taking me. And maybe I've lost it. I do not care. Hell, maybe it's better to be crazy. Great stories aren't born from ordinary lives. Maybe I've had a maniac depression, or not the regular kind, and now my brain is screaming that I got to rip open that door in the outside world. Doesn't matter what caused it, I went and opened that door really, because I want to take Sahana on a trip. Get off the living room, that was more like an arguing room. Club room, that was more like a spite room. Convenience store, the glow too goddamn bright at night. I've ditched my few friends contact and ditched internet full of weird screaming guys and weird girls. I did it. Stepped outside. Where do you want to go, Sahana? I'm fine with anywhere really. The one thing I want to see is a big sunflower field. Got it. That's where we end the trip. A sunflower field. Let's start in China and travel all across Asia and head to Europe. After that, we'll cross the pond to the US and find somewhere that's just sunflowers as far as the eye can see. Yeah, that all sounds super fun. Of course it will be. Woohoo, here we are. Our first time overseas, starting in China. Ah, it's something else. People everywhere you turn, right? Yeah, and behind every face there's an entire life. A place with as many philosophies as there are people, yet somehow all the billions of competing beliefs come together to form a cohesive society. Real madman shit. People are something else. Got this one friend who's drop hunting. Pretty sure soon he'll be like one of these guys, part of this mass of life. You and I are 2 in a billion. As it turns out, the voices of people's emotions have quieted a bit since I left Japan. Maybe it's that language barrier thing. Get a little here and there, but it's hard to pick up. It's a new sensation for me, and a peaceful one. Should have done this sooner. Keep her in my hands, Hannah. I don't want you getting lost. I'm not a little kid, you know. Whoa, the buildings are so tall. Well, earthquakes, there's no limit to how high into the sky it can reach. Reaching up to heaven like a challenge to its god. Do you think if you stretch your hand out from the top of the world's tallest building, you could touch God? Even if God abandoned this country, I feel like the strength of the people will pull them through. They'll find a way to manage. Ah, yes, like some kind of Tower of Babel. Well, they all already speak different dialects, so I'm not sure you can scramble the language anymore. If everyone worked together to form a human pyramid, they'll reach the moon. Even the prizes in the crane games are bigger. It's funny to see you getting so excited over a toy, Sana. Give me a teddy bear, Nisha. Leave it to me. If there's another writer out there who's as good at crane games as I am, I'll lift him meet you. Oof. Tough luck. I suppose it'll be a hassle dragging a huge teddy bear around the world with us. Yeah. Besides, you already gave me the best teddy bear ever, Nisha. Oh yeah, like the one from earlier, and it's also in the right. It's nice and cool at night. Because China's so huge, its ghost stories tend to be a little bit gentler. The only ghost when it's scary just to be one tiny person in such a vast land. When you put it like that, it feels like wherever we go, it's just always the two of us. You know, it's always just us. But you're not lonely, are you? Nope. As long as I have you. Maybe just 2 in a billion, but at least we are not alone. Okay, on to the next country. Hello, Thailand. Hey, Thailand. Seems like a pretty chill place. The plants here so big. Must be the climate. Yeah, the tropical climate. Do you think a warm climate also warms people's spirits? I mean, I would argue some of the dreariest people on earth are here in Singapore. And we are bloody hot at right at the equator. In fact, we claim, and we have an advertising thing in Sentosa that says that we're the southernmost tip of Southeast Asia, probably continental Southeast Asia. But that's actually wrong, I think. That or puts them in a tropical depression, me IRL. Okay, everyone's living their lives. They sure are. We're alive too. So alive it almost feels stifling. Oh, but the Buddha. Apparently this place is called Hell Garden. Shows you what Naraka, the Buddhist hell, is like. So when we die, we're going to be attacked by creatures like this. Oh yeah, there's some sort of like a hell park or something in Singapore. So it's also, I think, it might be something similar to this. I forgot what it's called. I forgot where it is also. It's just somewhere in Singapore. They may have been demolished for something. I'm not sure. Run away from them together. You're taking it as a given that we were going to hell. No, that wherever we go, we'll go there together. I don't want to come back as a caterpillar after I die. I wouldn't really mind, as long as we're still together, not much will really change. You think? It's pretty intense. They sell all kinds of stuff. Every single thing here is made by a person. And for every single thing here, there's a person who needs it. Heck, the kid just asked me for money. Must be about the same age as we are. Can spare a few coins. We did a good deed, doesn't mean we get to go to heaven. Huh. Now that we give money to one of them, the other kids are coming. Oh no. No good deed goes unpunished, huh? Look how smiley they all are. Okay, we can't give money to them all, but at least we can hand out some sweets. Huh, they're so excited. It's a warm country, it really is. Is this Venice? Right, you can see all the gondolas, right? So is this the place they call the floating city, huh? Can't believe we're in Europe already. Everyone says ciao to one another on the street here. Ciao, Bella. People here are really cheerful, aren't they? Gonna give it a try. Ciao. Me too, ciao. Everyone's so nice. I really can't tell who's talking. Yeah. Look at the view. All the old buildings can really feel the history. Right, they have like the arsenal. They have well, that's all I know about Venice. Sorry, because people in this part of the world, especially here in Italy, believe in eternity. It's a totally different mindset from Japan, where we rebuild anew after each earthquake. But we have the concept of wabi sabi. Oh, this reminds me of those memes where they have the concept of whatever, and then it's like just something ordinary but in Japanese. The idea that there's beauty in impermanence. Things mean something because they don't last forever. Well, I would argue that a lot of the Roman aqueducts and tons of little monuments that they have left around clearly was for the intention of eternity. I'm sure Kaiser or Caesar or whatever his name is definitely thought that he would become eternal dictator or something. The sea is so pretty here. The ocean is the mother of all life. I think Mom and Dad are worried about us. But without us here, they fight all the time. Yeah. Sana, when we get back to Japan, let's move on our own. You think we can handle it? Come on, we small potatoes compared to this spur of the moment trip around the world. I've always wanted to not living with them anymore. Who cares? They have their own lives to live. I guess. Sure, they are our parents, but they're not our responsibility. You shouldn't meddle in other people's affairs. Does that mean you shouldn't meddle in mine or me in yours? Technically, but let's always pretend otherwise. Let's light a prayer candle. Wonder what Jesus thinks of us. I think he'll probably scold us and tell us to go back home because our parents are worried about us. I don't think the Son of God cares about such trivial matters. Yeah, didn't he like go on like a trip or something, Right. Uh, all across the Middle East. He's the Son of God. That's why he cares. Touche. Yep. Christ on the cross. Amen. Thank you, Jesus, for taking away the sins of the world. Maybe he's taken away your sins too, Anichan. Huh. Yeah, guess so. Sometimes on this trip, I've had the feeling that everything that's happened has just been God's whimsy. I'm more of a negative person. I sat in my room writing my twisted grievances, feeling like it was me against the world. The moment the cork slipped slightly out of alignment, I felt like everyone out there was my enemy. I think that maybe I was going crazy. People, some can literally do anything, so it makes sense that sometimes they do that. Sometimes it leads them to suicide, like so many great writers. I don't think that it's your fate. Not now that you've found the courage to set out on a reckless trip like this. Looking back on it now, I wonder if I was losing it because I didn't know how to write my follow-up novel. Not that I've written it yet. What will you write about if you started now? I only write about myself, plus I don't believe in happy endings. Time went by and I just got more convinced that I could only write sad stories. That only got me more unhappy, so I started isolating myself from the world. Then I convinced myself that the trick was writing something truly great. Tried to weaponize my solitude with my pen, but ultimately it didn't work. So will you write a happy ending this time? We'll see. If I can manage to experience happiness for myself, I think, maybe, I can write about it. Do you think you can be happy? I don't know. Don't worry, I'm the sickest man in the world. Klimt titled this painting The Three Ages of Women. I guess you'll grow up into a fine young woman yourself one day, Sana. I'm not so certain. No, definitely, you're smarter than everyone I know. I'm sure you'll grow into a brilliant, happy young lady. Then you'll be happy too, won't you, Anisha? Because we'll always be together. I don't think you would necessarily be in the same state of mind, no. But it'd be good if you both also shared happiness. I was constantly hearing the grating sound of strangers' emotions in my head, and before I knew it, I closed my ears to the world. It was endless agony. I kept asking myself, how could anyone possibly be so miserable? Kept finding myself thinking, if it's just pain as far as the eye can see, might as well die instead. But then I had this thought, this idea that I should take a trip with my sister before I kicked the bucket. Turns out, My funny ability to read minds doesn't work so hot on the other side of the ocean. Once I wasn't seeing through that filter. The people I met everywhere, they were kind, good people. I learned a painful truth out there. Everyone's out there carrying the darkness deep in their hearts, but we're all trying real hard to pretend it's not there. Truth is, everyone's soul's stained black with sin. That's why we turn a blind eye to each other's faults and reach out that helping hand. It kinda came together for me. Jesus' suffering up there on the cross, the human kindness of those whose creed is love thy neighbor, and the resilience I saw in the people of other Asian countries. Before we go to America, let's stop off in the Netherlands. Holland! Unfortunately, we're not here for tulip season, but we're in Van Gogh's home country. You like his work, right? Let's go to the art gallery. It's been nice to live in a country with such rich artistic legacy. The Netherlands won their freedom in the religious war. Right, is it because they were Protestant against the Catholic Spanish or something? And that freedom is very important to them. Sex work and marijuana are legal and regulated by the government. That is true over there. At the same time, it is the homeland of many famous artists like Van Gogh and Vermeer. It's a really impressive place. I like Vermeer too. His paintings are beautiful, really tranquil. Let's see as many as we can. But I don't want you engaging in anything risky, Oni-chan. Fair enough. I'll get my oddball work buddy to give me some tips on that stuff first. Can't wait to visit the Netherlands with you, Oni-chan. Economies tend to develop around rivers. Yup, and the sea. The power of water, huh? Do you smell the strong herbal scent? Is that cannabis? It's coming from that place over there. Do you think freedom to get stoned and forget about the real world for a while is a fundamental human right? Suppose we are just escaping from reality too, you and I. So, that's why we have stories. So Hannah, I decided that what I want to do about my sequel novel, I'll tell you when we get to the sunflower field. Okay, thanks. How about we go see a sunflower painting in that case? I want to see flowers as bright as Mr. Moon. You got it. This is Van Gogh's sunflowers? Yeah, beautiful, isn't it? Does it feel to be poking at a favourite painting in real life? If I'd put in the words, maybe I shouldn't even try. I get it. Some things are better left unsaid. Emotional reaction doesn't always require critique. Times like this, I find myself imagining how the other person is feeling. I should really stop doing that, huh? I don't really want you peek inside me, Anisha. A girl needs her privacy. You're right. You figure someone could always sense the thoughts and emotions about people around them, that they'll be unhappy? Yeah, of course they would. Can I ask why? On the inside, humans are grotesque. That's why we find beauty in the darkness. Look at it this way. We don't know how Van Gogh felt when he painted this picture, yet we're still captivated by his sunflowers. Yeah, you're right. These red spotted tulips are really pretty. Apparently, the patterns were originally caused by a virus called the tulip breaking virus. There can be a beauty even in sickness because of sickness, even. Ravaged with disease, it still strives to bloom. Sounds like you and this tulip have a lot in common, Aricha. I'm honored by the comparison. I really gotta put my effort into that sequel. Fish. I've got to keep fighting against both irrationality and reality. Throughout the whole trip, there's only one thing I can't stop thinking about. Should I tell my sister that I can read people's minds? It's not a good thing. It's a secret I've never shared with anyone, one that I've had to carry my entire life. If I tell anyone, they'll be afraid. They'll pull away from me. I'll live with the burden of my secret, the sin of spying on other people. It's hard, it really is. Everyone eventually becomes scared of me. Compare if Sahana feared me too. But as the whole thing see, how does she really feel? When I peek into her mind, I'm always fighting the impulse. Here we are in Canada, nearing our trip's end. Let's take a quick look around here before heading to the sunflower fields in rural United States. That's what you've been waiting for, right? You look like you're having fun, Alicia. Here I am. We're almost out of money. Might not be able to get home, but maybe that's okay. You can write from anywhere. My editor would be surprised to receive a manuscript from America. He'd be genuinely looking forward to writing, just like a real author. I'm as surprised as you as I actually want to write the sequel. There are scenes from this world that I've walked with my own 2 feet that I want to share. Oh my, what an earnest dream to have. Yeah, I guess that's a pretty big deal for me, huh? Being earnest. Gotta make a commitment, gotta keep it up. Meet me in Gastown. Was it Gaston? Oh, Christmas lights. Ready for the sunflowers? Yeah? Let's go, Onicha. Towards the golden field that surrounds these fortunately unfortunate siblings, each blessed with a gift from God. Oh, nice. Sunflowers. Are sunflowers really this big in real life? It's a miraculous vista. A pale, ethereal girl stands among towering, bright yellow flowers. Comes to me in a flash of intuition. I was put here on earth to capture this moment in a poem. There's only one commitment I need to make. No matter what strangers' feelings force their way into my mind, I will have faith in my sister. I mean, look at this landscape. Look at how beautiful it all is. I accept this happiness and I won't question it. Write about my sister, about this blessed field of sunflowers. That's all I need to be able to do to pen my sequel. Now that I've accepted this happiness into my heart, I can give it a happy ending. No matter how cliched it sounds, it'll still be my own original story, as these are my own feelings, my own joy. Saha. I want to know if you feel the same. I so desperately want to know, but I have faith in you. I don't need to ask, I already know. Humans are messy, and that's just a fact, but at the same time they have a fickle purity that shines through the mud. So, peer into a mind. Oh. Getting closer, are we? Is that the wrong one? Are we supposed to click on different ones? Just my little sister. Onisha, I understand. Kinder and more sensitive than anyone I know. You think so much about other people because you don't want to hurt them, or yourself. You put yourself in their shoes. You identify with them so strongly that you can tell exactly what they're thinking. That's why you've been living in fear of all this time. Siblings, you and I. If I told you that I could see into people's minds too, what would you think? Would you be scared of me? I can't, of course. But I believe you. People have all sorts of feelings coursing through them. They're only human, after all. But I know that you'll always love me, only chance. Don't worry. Sometimes I'm only playing the little sister role, but even then, that's still me. It's all jumbled together, and it's all me. My mind is full of you, Onichan. It's embarrassing, actually. I mean, you're my one and only sibling. We are the gift that God gave us. No normal person would take a spur-of-the-moment round-world trip like this. I'm confident that you can write your sequel now. After all, you've experienced so many things. And you're the one who found the courage to have those experiences. I was scared of the outside world too, but with you by my side, it was all okay. I'm going out there and run around and frolic for all the time I've been holding back. Catch me in the sunflowers. Oh. No one knows what the future holds. It's possible that despair becomes too much for me and I kill myself, but at least for now, right here, with this landscape in front of me and these feelings inside, I'm happy. I'll write my novel immortalize this scene. Poems and stories are a way for us to capture emotions and landscape in words. I understand that now. I won't run from such a cliched happy ending. Say God, sorry for pestering you, but life's been tough. I've been a real nuisance, huh? I've always wondered if God existed, why did he have to make the two of us suffer so much? I hated him for it. Seeing my sister flourishing through the sunflowers, I felt like maybe this was all a test that I could arrive here at this moment. Or maybe that's wishful thinking. What is God? A lonely observer. His existence is uncertain, looking down upon us. Thank you for giving me the push I need. Now I'm going to chase after my sister and I'm going to be happy. I hope you can be happy too. Ah, merry-go-round. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Ira. Yep, that's right. Illustration, I cannot read that. Music, Ioban. Ah, Ioban. Yeah. Hayo, programming. UI design, prologue, Maruno, logo design, Yutahama, short animations, some, don't know. 3774, sound effects, 三面相 灰色 something, don't know. Global publishing support, publisher Serenity Forge. English localization, LiveLab Inc. Chinese localization, Glodom language solutions. Special thanks for promotion. Illustrations, Broiler, Paro, Rosuri, I don't know what the rest are. Chinese SNS translations, HRR, and bloody ton of Patreon supporters. Damn, that's a lot of people. Thanks as always. Triple exclamation mark. Presented by Haze Denki. Nice. Good. Cool. Sister under Paranoia. Holding up a hen. So I'm supposed to take it. Oh, we're back to this, and there's no more corpses. Okay, that's cool. Did we get everything? What is this? Oh, I guess that would be if you somehow saved him. I guess, like didn't decided not to, whatever. I also assume that this is if you didn't do a bunch of whatever else, other things. Interesting. You know, maybe if I can figure out how to get those, I'll come back here or whatever. But for now, I think that's it. Okay, I've spent a lot of time on this already. Oof. Okay, so let me just see. Yeah, I think it was a good exploration of some people's thinking. Of course, there's some parallels to mine and blah blah blah. Well, yes. And of course, the gears of machinery of society and how it functions and all that. And perhaps, you know, not having that much insight and yet also having enough that is also vaguely impressive. Yeah, it's all nice stuff, really. Well, I'm not very poetic, so I think we'll just leave it there. Okay, good game. Very nice. Alright, so, okay, what was my outro again? I think something like I'm dead. Okay, yeah, sure, I'm dead.